welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a what we're reading video covering what we're reading in our homeschool for what we've been reading in the month of October. We're headed into November now, but anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys what we're reading right now and what we really have enjoyed. I have a sixth grader, for those of you who don't know, a sixth grade girl, a fourth grade boy, and a 3-year-old girl. So we do a read aloud as a family, as part of our homeschool. We do that every day. And so we've enjoyed some really good read alouds that have gone along with what we're studying, and then we just read some for the fun of it because we like to read. So anyway, I guess today I will start with my son. So, like I say, he's 9. He's in the 4th grade. And the first book that I think we started off October reading, let's see, he was reading, yes, Summer of the Monkeys by Wilson Rawls. Now, I don't have that book with me. It's actually out on loan. I let somebody borrow it. So, I don't have it, but he really liked it. He enjoyed it. It was probably the biggest and most challenging book that he's read so far, and he just really liked it. He thought it was funny, it was adventurous, it had a good moral of the story, and he just really enjoyed it. Of course, I think most of us already know this story, or have at least watched the movie. I think Disney did a movie several years ago, but anyway, he really liked it. And so yeah, and then after he finished Summer of the Monkeys, he actually read this one, The Edge of Extinction, The Ark Plan by, let me see who wrote it, Laura Martin. And this one was one that I found on a book list that I pull from, one of the, my favorite book lists that I just, so I don't have to pre-read everything. I just kind of trust a couple of really good book lists. And it's about dinosaurs, but it's not like evolutionary anything. It's like humans started cloning dinosaurs, and so this book actually takes place in the future after humans, learn how to clone them, and then eventually the dinosaurs take over and humans have to move underground. So, oh my goodness, he loved it, couldn't put it down. And in fact, I think it's a 2 or 3 part set. And just last week with his our reward system here in our homeschool, he actually earned another book and wanted to get the sequel to this one. So I guess we'll update you on how he liked that one in the near future. But he really enjoyed this Edge of Extinction, and he really just read it quickly because he enjoyed the adventure part of it so much. So when he was finished with Edge of Extinction, he read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Now, we don't have a copy of this book. We actually just checked it out from the library. But he had read it before. I think we read it last summer as a family. But he wanted to read it on his own this year, and he really enjoyed it. He just loved it. Of course, anybody that knows the story of the Chronicles of Narnia, they're just very good. They're adventurous. They're like fantasy based, but they have a good Christian message. And so anyway, he just really enjoyed it a lot. Very exciting story with good moral of the story, or like good principles, good qualities, as far as personalities, things like that. So yeah, he liked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. When he was finished with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, he moved into this one. It's by Eleanor Cameron. It's called The Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet. And this was one that he didn't choose, that I assigned him, because we are studying space right now in science, and I wanted him to read something kind of space related. So he's enjoying it. Now I think he's only like 3 chapters in, but he liked the look of it on the cover, and he said like they're already building their rocket. So I don't know, I'll try to give you guys a better review once he's done as to what he says. But anyway, so that's what he's reading right now. My daughter, as far as what she read, I think when we were heading into October, she was reading Anne of Avonlea. She read End of Green Gables last year, and then she read it again this year, and she got, my granny actually gave her a copy of Anne of Avonlea, and she read it, loves it. Just the Anne of Green Gables books are her favorite ones that she's ever read. She likes them better than anything else. So once she was finished with that, she earned a book through our homeschool reward system and chose Anne of the Island. And she has read it too and loved it. She said it was her favorite of all of the ones that she's read so far. So she really enjoyed it. And these books are by L.M. Montgomery, Lucy Maud Montgomery, if you guys don't know that. But anyway, it's the Anne of Green Gables series, just classic literature, and she loves it. This book was her choice book that she won through, or that she earned through our homeschool reward system. It was the Newbery Medal winner last year, I think in 2017, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And she read it, and she was so, like, I don't know, kind of bewitched by it, because it was really twisty and turny and magical, and I don't know, it was just really hard for her to keep up with. So because she had so many questions and she was so kind of intrigued by it, I just couldn't wait for her to get done. So when she got finished, I picked it up and I read it. And it's about this girl, Luna, who is kind of lives in this town where it's called the Town of Sorrows. It has another name, but I can't remember the name. But anyway, the Town of Sorrows is like a nickname, I think. And the people are led to believe that they must sacrifice a baby, take the youngest person in the town each year into the woods and sacrifice the baby to the witch. So anyway, Luna was the baby one year, and anyway, it follows her journey. She doesn't die, and of course she has like a little dragon friend you see there, and all these twists and turns, and it really is magical. So if you don't like magical books with magic or anything like that in it, then I wouldn't recommend this one for you. But we liked it. It wasn't really like sorcery per se, but it does refer to witches. There are, several witches, and then like a sorrow eater. So it has some disturbing type scenes if you have maybe younger children. My daughter's 11 and she handled it fine, but really anything under maybe 10, I don't know. There's just some things that could potentially be pretty dark. So anyway, I liked it. It really kept me on the edge of my seat until the end, and it was like about halfway through the book I couldn't put it down because I just had to know what happened next. So anyway, it was good. We enjoyed it, but you'll need to use your own discretion on whether or not you want your kids to read it, depending on, just how you feel about magic and things like that. So anyway, so she finished it, and right now she's reading, and this is one that I have assigned. It is Louisa May Alcott, Under the Lilacs. And I don't think she's actually started on this. She's been sick for about 4 days now, and so she really hasn't felt like doing much of anything. And we're hoping that she gets better quickly, because it's just kind of out of character for her to lay around so much, but she's just not feeling good. Anyway, this is the one that she's currently reading, or she might not have started yet, but this is the one she'll be heading into next. So I'll try to update you on that next month. Now, as far as our read alouds, I think the last time I talked with you guys, we were reading Space Case, and we were reading it to go hand in hand with my space unit that we're doing in science, and we're enjoying it. I think I told you guys that it did have a couple of little things that I would replace, or as I was reading it out loud, I would skip over that part or whatever, and they used just a couple little things. Like, I don't like the idea of, I think there was one instance where you could hack into the computer and spy on some girl in her bedroom. So I just kind of brushed over that. We didn't really read into that. But as far as actual space, it really talked a lot about microgravity and what living in space is like under very little gravity, the kind of conditions, what it does to your body, and how you move, how difficult it is to learn to walk, and how they eat when they're in space. So it did have some educational type information. It is a murder mystery, so if you don't really like the idea of that, you may want to use your discretion. But anyway, we ended up liking it. It had a good ending. They found, they figured out, who did it and all that. So it had like a little twist ending too. So it was very good, very suspenseful, and they enjoyed it a lot. And then after that, along with our curriculum, came this recommendation for Along Came Galileo. And we read through it. Now, it is like a, just like a solely factual book. So not very exciting or anything, but it is chock full of information that will accompany our space unit. Talked about Galileo's whole life, his family, his children, how, up until he came along, everyone just assumed that the world was flat, and all this, and all the different sort of groundbreaking discoveries that he made, how he kind of was not afraid to rock the boat or learn things for himself. He didn't just take it, for granted that this is the way we learn. He wanted to learn things for himself. So anyway, it definitely wasn't the kids' favorite because it wasn't action-packed and stuff, but it was good, and the knowledge, like the information that you get from it, really just complements the space unit well. So yeah, we read that one. And then right now we are currently reading The Bronze Bow by Elizabeth George Spear. She's also the same one that wrote The Witch of Blackbird Pond that we read at the beginning of the school year. And it is so good. So it's about this. So far, now we are most of the way through it, or a little over halfway, but it does follow this Jewish boy, Daniel, who is kind of coming of age in the Middle East in a time when the Romans were there. And it refers to Simon the Zealot, who was a disciple of Jesus, and it refers to Jesus and the role that Jesus plays in freeing the Jews. So I don't know, we haven't gotten to the end. I'll be eager to see how this plays out, but so far we really like it, and I really like the vocabulary that it uses too. There's been a lot of different ways that she words things that, we've talked about different meanings of things and all, and then of course it talks about Jewish customs and the law, the washing of hands, not doing any sort of physical work or activity on the Sabbath, and just different things like that, how they lived under the law. So anyway, that's it. We're really enjoying this book as well. So I think I've covered everything that we are reading or that we read in October, and everything that we're going to be reading moving into November. I'll try to update you guys at a later time. If you're interested in following my channel, just feel free to subscribe, and thank you guys for watching so much. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.